Let's just give this a second and see if we are live. I think, yeah, we're live. All right, that didn't work then. It's showing up on the different one. Anyway, we are live. Welcome to Irish Red Devils podcast. You thought pantomime season was over, and then Ruben Amram pulls us right back into it. What a day! What a day! Well, listen, we're going. We who is listening to this show, and we're hearing feedback here. Actually, I'm giving off, and it's actually mine. So anyway, we're here to talk about all that's gone on today in the mental. What has been a mental Monday is probably the best way to describe today. Everybody's getting fired. People are getting hired before United can get there. So I'm joined in the studio here tonight, as always, by my usual co-hosts, Gags, Madman, Martial, and Killian, the football genius. And Gags is looking really annoyed at me because he's like, we're not live. We are live. It just didn't go on the drop. If you actually just go onto our Facebook, onto our YouTube page and click it. That's not the thing. That's not our page. That's just that particular link.
Okay.
So let's see. I'm going to stick this onto Facebook to let people know we are live if they want to get involved. All right. Listen, would you stop hitting the wrong thing? We are live on the internet. Believe me. Look at Gags. I'm going to show you this to the world. Right. All right. Are you happy now?
Okay, get you.
Right. Okay. Listen, lads. Let's focus. Let's focus on what we're here for. Right. Ruben Amram's gone. What is the initial Gags? Let's start with you. Right. All I want to know is how you feeling.
This morning when it broke, my first feeling, and it goes against what I said the last episode, I wasn't happy. That's my first feeling. Wasn't happy, but I'll go into why I'm not happy. But things that maybe, I've thought about it a bit more, so I'll go into it. But my initial feeling was I wasn't happy. The reason I wasn't happy, actually, I'll tell you now, is I just feel it's rinse, repeat with this club. Because, yes, Amram, he hasn't helped himself, but the rats and the snakes from this club are still there. Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada, Jim Ratcliffe, and every single stinking last one of the Glazer family. They are all still here. All still here. But guess what? All the dinner ladies, all the maintenance staff, they're all gone. The rats are still in the building. So that's why I'm not happy. But I'll get into Amram a wee bit later. But that's why my initial reaction was not happy.
Killian?
Well, my first reaction was of shock because I was in school and it was break and I heard someone here say, "Oh, do you see the United manager got sacked?" And I was like, "What?" I couldn't believe it. I mean, I know obviously his interview after the match yesterday, he said some things which went against the board, and so I thought sooner rather than later it was going to be the end for him, but I didn't expect it to be this quick. And it is shocking that just like that, Amram is gone. The guy we've been talking about for months, for the past year, gone like that. It is shocking. I'm not quite happy with the circumstances of it, as you said as well, and there's still plenty of bad people within the club who remain while Amram does go. So in that regard, I have a bit of sympathy for him, but overall, he was going to get sacked sooner rather than later. Maybe now isn't the right time to do it. But I mean, the way he was going on in his interview, saying about 18 months later when my contract expires, that'll be me done. He's pretty much right in his own sort of
That'd be tough.
Yeah, whatever that is. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm not necessarily unhappy. I'm more so happy than unhappy. Hopefully now this is a big chance for us to try get a new manager, and until the end of the season, I know, to try get us in a good position going into next season. So I'm shocked. That's probably my main feeling following the sacking. But apart from that, I can't say I'm unhappy. I can't say I'm disappointed either. I have to say, really, I'm not. I don't want to sound delighted either. So I'm sort of morally grey in terms of how I feel.
Confused. Still in a bit of shock.
Shock. Yeah, that's basically the main thing still.
I have to admit, I wasn't shocked at all. So it's surprising. I mean, whenever I had said to you yesterday, we had talked about maybe doing a live straight after the Leeds game in advance of it, because I said to you, didn't I say this to you yesterday?
He said it was probably his last game.
This probably his last game. So I think why I thought that was particularly because the press conference on Friday, do you know where there's a embargoed section? I had listened to the second part of that on the Sunday morning, and I thought that he had taken it to a different level with what he was saying and the criticism he was giving with the board, which I completely agreed with, and stuff like that there. But I really thought, nah, the writing's on the wall when you start saying stuff like that. So I wasn't shocked, and if my honest reaction now is, I'm excited. I'm mostly excited, disappointed in the club, but mostly excited because I have been really bored out of what I've been watching, and I've been saying, I mean, our last podcast, you know, our title was "Time to Go." I didn't make that for clickbait. I made that because that's what I felt, and I think that I don't think that. Pardon me. I really enjoyed what Amram said after the Leeds game, and I really stood behind him. I said, I love that. He was being really brutally honest, and he was showing up the board. He was showing what he was experiencing. Is Amram going to help us? God knows. But, well, that's a different discussion. But, you know, we can't change. The truth of it is, it's a business, and the bosses, you can't change the boss. Right, all you can do is shake things up and hope if you bring in new staff, you're going to get a better response. Doesn't mean you are, but
that's where I disagree. I think it's up to United fans to change the boss. I'm just totally sick of it. See, we talked about it before. If this was Madrid, if this was Milan, if this was Juventus, and this is what I want. I would want to see it tonight. If I was over living in Manchester, this is where I would be tonight. I wouldn't be sitting on a podcast. I'd be outside Old Trafford. I'd be making an absolute scene. Because I tell you something else. You're saying you're maybe a wee bit excited. You're just falling into the Glazer trap. How many times are we going to do this? How many times are we going to do this? But guess what? Our tolerance and the Glazers' tolerance of these managers is getting less. Amram got 14 months.
yeah,
14 months. It's an absolute disgrace. And I'll tell you something. Wilcox and Barada were leaking stuff about Amram a few days ago. They started leaking to the press, and Amram was well clear he knew where it was coming from. So they were setting the scene. Amram knew he was gone. So what he said after that press conference, and I completely applaud him for saying it, because many managers don't. He spoke out. He spoke out about Wilcox sticking his nab in where it's not wanted. This is chasing Wilcox. I remember him as a winger for Blackburn.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's a Blackburn winger, right? He has no idea what he's doing. He shouldn't be getting himself director of football. Give me a break. Omar Barada is a Man City castaway. Barada and Wilcox should be gone. They're the ones who appointed Amram, and they're the ones who have got rid of him like wee snakes, knife in the back. Now, Amram didn't do himself any favours because our performances haven't been great. But I think everybody, to some extent, in the last maybe 6-7 weeks, had started noticing slight improvements. And I know it's not good enough, and I know it should have been quicker. But the thing that annoys me is, and I said it before, Amram should have been given to the end of the season. Because guess what? Again, we've sacked the manager mid-season, and we have no plan. We give it to the under-18 coach.
I want to just ask something here. You said Ruben Amram only getting 14 months is a joke. What were your thoughts? You think, I'm just going to go away from United here. Do you think Celtic today were right to sack Wilfred Nancy? Just briefly, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wilfred Nancy got 8 games, and you think it's okay for the board, who've been terrible for Celtic, to sack him, yet a similar scenario with the board at United. Amram gets 14 months of poor results, and you think it's not okay to sack him?
Yeah,
he got you there.
Well, the only
Killian won. Jags nil.
Well, the only reason Nancy was sacked today is because Celtic board shit themselves, because they were like, shit, Man United might go for Martin O'Neill. I'm telling you, Amram was sacked.
Never happened.
3 hours later, Nancy was sacked.
Unfortunately, as much as Martin O'Neill, I would have took Martin O'Neill till the end of the season. Unfortunately, this club would sooner hire Wayne Rooney as the manager than Martin O'Neill. That's just the unfortunate truth. So there was never any danger for Celtic that we would have gone and got Martin O'Neill, unfortunately.
But what you said about Nancy as well is you've got to remember Amram came with a wee bit more of a managerial background. Nancy was hard from
MLS.
Columbus, whatever.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Columbus Crew, yeah.
So, but at the same time, yeah, he hasn't. But they had a. You know what the difference is? You know what the difference is? Amram took over us, and we were playing poorly, right? And we had a lot of complete wasters in the team. So everybody knew he had a massive job. Martin O'Neill, unfortunately for Nancy, is Martin O'Neill had won 7 out of 8 games. Celtic were flying again, and they had an immediate drop off a cliff face.
All right, let's stop talking about Celtic here. This is Irish Red Devils. I know what you're saying. No, I know what you're saying. Where it's
They
going.
brought it up.
I know, but I'm changing it. So right, okay. So I think it was a good point, though. I do think it was a good point. There's and I think who's to blame is the next thing. Let's get straight into that because we've already done it. So Amram, Ineos, Glazers, the players, or Wilcox.
Take your pick.
I think there's plenty of blame to go around. Listen, I think Killian's right in the sense that it's just not good enough. Listen, I don't have personally. I like Amram, but his football wasn't going in. It wasn't getting anywhere. And yeah, you see that slight improvement that we saw, in recent games because he was going back to a more traditional style of game. He was coming away from that again, and to be honest with you, we're currently 6th in the table, and this season the standard of the Premier League's not great. We have a chance. I don't know. I just think that it's going to happen again. It's going to keep happening again until we change the management above. But we can't. We're sitting here tonight. We cannot change that, right? And the biggest platforms, United Stand, stuff like that, they can't even get something together, right?
Well, they don't try.
They have over 2 million followers.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get involved.
So
in it.
he
He doesn't want to get involved in it.
I mean, we are forgetting that United Liverpool during lockdown, the biggest fixture in English football, was called off because fans stormed Old Trafford and ran on the pitch. That was against Super League, but it was still against the owners, and the owners still remain. So that is one of the biggest protests you could do, and the fact they didn't budge really. The Glazers, didn't do anything apart from remove United from the proposed Super League. It does prove that it's going to take a hell of a lot to get rid of them.
You do it multiple times.
Yeah, but outside of that, then the thing about it is, and I was thinking about this when we were talking about the other day. I was like, that's true. I know that's true. It all makes sense, but at the same time, I can't keep watching shite. And I'm not. Maybe we will watch shite. Maybe whoever comes in will be worse. But at least you're trying to do something. You're trying to change something.
Yeah, but Darren Fletcher comes in and say. I mean,
has he ever coached?
Under 18s, sure, we're as qualified.
He's going to do one game,
Well, who's going to... The rumour is he's doing 1 or 2 games, and then there's another interim. So now we're going to have 2 interim managers before the end of the season. By the way, we're joint 5th. So we're going to have 2 interim managers before a permanent manager in the summer. We're joint 5th. What does this club need this year? What do we need? What is it we need?
Europe.
So our owners and structure are going to have 2 interim managers for the last 4 or 5 months of the season, and we're joint 5th. And what does 5th get you? Champions League.
Yeah, but that's where we are right now.
The reality is
that's where we are right now. But it is as Amram said the other day. Yes, we're 1 away from Champions League football, but we're also I don't know what he said. We're only a couple of points away from 15th, 18th.
Exactly.
And he was clear that this was not going to improve this season unless he got reinforcements. And they have decided not to back him. So what I'm saying is, I think the right thing to do, if you're not going to back him, then they're going to have to take some blame now because he was their guy, and they've made this mistake. I don't want to suffer as a fan for the rest of the season just because they're trying to make it seem that Amram was the problem. The problem was that they brought someone in who had a style of football that was completely different, and they haven't backed him the way that they needed to do something drastic like that. So I think they just have to change it. For me.
But you are going to suffer for the rest of the season because of this. We are going to, because guess what? Know what's going to happen? We're not going to buy anybody this January because we don't have a permanent manager. So well done, the Glazers. Well done, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Well done. The demand for a midfielder, a couple of midfielders, and we had discussed potentials. That's all out the window now. We don't have a permanent manager.
But you can't expect them to buy players when they have to pay off all the managers and all this, like, you know.
Yeah, it's a great
Business model.
It's a great 12 million payoff because it means they don't have to spend 40 million in January. We're being mugged, guys. We're being mugged off time and time again. Trust me, this is a complete mug set. I'll tell you something else.
Complete what?
Mugging session, right?
Okay.
I'll tell you something else. Why was Amram sacked this morning?
Because of his comments, not because of the result.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. That's
Although
all you need to know.
Although the results,
That's all
still-
you need to know from this club.
It shows you still. I mean, the results still haven't been great.
The
Drawn,
results haven't been great. But why was he sacked? Because he spoke out.
And that's business. Do you know what I mean?
And that's the problem.
But that's
because
what-
we're
that's the
not a
reality.
football club. We're not a
That's the
football
reality.
club.
I
We're
mean,
not a football club.
if I have a manager in my business and they're performing to a certain extent, and then they're saying things in the local press about me, that you're not going to accept it. Like, so it isn't. It's not to be. Amber knew what he was doing. He knew. You saw the photos of him
But he
today.
also-
He's delighted.
Yeah.
He's away shopping with his wife today. So he knew what he was doing, and I think, if anything, the pressure was always going to be on Amram. I think the pressure is now on the board. I think the pressure is now on Wilcox, particularly, and Ineos. And now it's their time to take the pressure, because it's always the manager. It's always to put him up to the media and stuff like that. There now it's for them, but at the same time, let's. Like I said, there's plenty of blame. And the other thing is there going to be players now who, you're talking there about we're not going to have any new signings in January, and you're probably right, but we weren't going to have any anyway. But is there going to be players now?
you
Are we going to
can't
get
say
players? Are we going to get players back now? Which, to be honest with you see if Manu is suddenly available to play this Wednesday night. What's your thoughts on that? Because
well, I think the whole thing. One big positive you can take from it all is Kobe Manu has a big chance to get his way back in the team now, because there's no longer this manager who neglects him at any given opportunity, who just wants to cast him away, sell him at the first opportunity. He won't be sold now because there's not a manager who holds a grudge against him, and now he has a big opportunity to get his way back in the team and start playing brilliant football. However, the pressure's still on him because his performances last season, even at times he's played this season, they haven't been as good as his breakthrough season. So the pressure is still on him. If he wants to get back in the team, if he wants to take this chance now with I don't know, if he basically just wants to take this chance to get back in the team, he's got to work for it. He's got to put the work in. He's got to put the performances in. So it's still no guarantee, but Manu's got a big opportunity here, and hopefully he takes it, and hopefully he becomes the big homegrown talent we all hope for him to be.
okay, but how will you feel if suddenly he's available on Wednesday?
Well, I would say if Manu is available on Wednesday, I wouldn't put that as a reflection on the player. It's very much that was a club decision. They were protecting his value and saying he was injured in the hope that then they'll sell him, because I would say, I wouldn't actually say Manu was pretending to be injured. I would say it was a club directive, and now that Amram's gone, he's back.
It'll be interesting to see now what this means for a certain man by the name of Marcus Rashford. And Jadon Sancho even too at that.
I said it tonight. Well, Sancho's on his last year. We have an option to extend. See if Sancho is given a contract extension, and see if Rashford comes back. Burn the place down. Burn it down. I'm sick of them. Burn it down. I don't want them. I don't want them part of this club.
Well, Jadon Sancho definitely.
No, Rashford too. I'm sick of him.
Yeah,
He's not coming back. No.
I don't even want to believe that that's even remotely possible.
Well, it will be possible because Barcelona don't want him.
I don't. They do want him. They just don't want to pay for him.
Yeah. Well, tough luck. We're not a charity.
They want to loan him out every season.
Yeah. So he's coming back.
I don't know.
He's
He
coming
will. They'll
back.
find a way. You know. I don't know. He'll pay for himself or something.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. So right. Well, listen. We've addressed now what has happened. Can we just actually talk about the Leeds game just before we move on to what's next? You know, thoughts on the Leeds game. I have to say that I actually thought that fair play to the team that went out. I thought that they dug deep. I think they earned the point. But I also think that's not good enough. It's just not good enough. But for considering the players he had, you can't say they didn't work hard. And they got, you know, I thought Cunha had a very good game. And, you know, Shesko is on the graveyard shift as always. That's what I'll be most interested in.
I disagree with you there.
Oh, you disagree?
Benjamin Sheshko was not in the graveyard shift. He had at least
But he had chances.
He had at least 2 or 3 easy chances for me for a 70 million striker to score, and he's not putting them away. I mean, if you cost 70 million, you've got to score some of those chances, and he's not doing it. So I have no sympathy for Sesko after that game against Leeds. Yes, some games he isn't getting the ball enough. Yes, some games he's not getting enough chances. But against Leeds, he had more than enough chances to improve himself. And once again, he fails, and once again, did not look good enough. And once again, our striker issues continue. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, well, I understand. Yeah, there was that particular one from post where he hits it wide. He has to put those on target, 100%. But what I did notice, especially in the first half, he was making a lot of runs, and people just didn't want to make those passes, those diagonal balls through the middle, through them. And I think as a striker, you need to have, you know, he missed 2 really good opportunities, but he might need to miss 7 or 8 in a game before he gets his first, and confidence will grow from that. That's what I mean. He needs to be given more of the ball. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on Wednesday night. If you know, I mean, obviously we have no idea what Fletcher. He might just go back to 4-4-2.
He will.
You
It'll
know,
be 4
I hope he
back.
does. You know,
Hopefully.
it'll be interesting to see. And do you think he'll start his son?
No.
Make him cap.
They could have both of them in midfield.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think he will. We were kind of laughing about that earlier and saying both the twins will both be starting. I actually think there's probably less chance that his boys will get a game whenever he's doing his 1 or 2 game stint.
Yeah.
Maybe it depends what's happening. If United shock horror 2-3-0 up, they might get 5 minutes, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's the Leeds game. I actually thought it was. It wasn't a bad game. Even looking back on it and the highlights and things, it was a decent game. It was back and forward. You know, and both teams had chances. Lamens was good first again. You know, he's been our best signing for a long time. You know, he's given us stability. I thought personally, and I know I'm down as somebody who gives him probably more of the benefit of the doubt than other people. I thought Ugarte played well. I thought he really in a high intensity game. I thought Ugarte
Got stuck in a couple of times.
No, the whole game he was there. He never stopped running because I was watching him, and I thought he did very well. I thought he had a much better game than Casemiro. Put it that way. I kind of felt he was all over the place.
Casemiro.
No. I thought Ugarte. There was intensity, and I thought he did well. I really did. I even noticed a couple of times near the end, the ball had gone, and he kind of gave a wee extra dig to the guy who was beside him after the ball had gone. You know, there's intensity, and at least it showed he there was a bit of care. He was full on, and that's what I want to see in our midfielders. I know he's not the answer, but at the moment I want him to be playing. And I would also say, and I would say a lot of people agree with this, Leitch is our captain.
Yeah.
Bruno is not a captain. We've said it here before. Martinez is the captain, and he should remain the captain. He won't, but he should.
There was 3 players I thought on Sunday that showed class, you know, and Licha and Cunha and Xerxes when he came on. Those were the 3 players that I thought actually.
It was a brilliant assist.
They had very good, like they just looked really comfortable on the ball. Like Xerxes not always like that, but they just looked very comfortable on the ball, I thought.
In the last 2 games, Xerxes played one half and scored a goal. and he played 20 minutes and got an assist.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't really argue with that. And he looked tidy on the ball. He does have skill. We know Xerxes has skill, and he looked like he wanted it more than maybe he had in previous games. Cunha was class. Cunha will always give it all. I thought he played very well. I thought Chesko, yeah, he should be scoring. He should be scoring. But I thought Chesko played all right. He was there. He was involved. It's funny. I kind of looking at him, and I think I said this to you. I didn't realize really until I was looking at it. It's like his main issue is, for a big guy that he is, he's not physical. He's knocked off the
Chesko?
ball. Yeah, in the
Yeah, he's
Premier
very
League.
skinny.
In the Premier League, and I think there's a bit of a yellowness about him. If you understand me, you know, there's 50-50 balls, and he's flinching, and I didn't like that. But there's just that wee bit of scaredy cat about him, which he needs to improve on, because he need to be full in.
I know Ronaldo was a lot younger when he came, but whenever he first came, he was very scrawny, and he bulked up a lot the second season. Like over summer, he turned into a machine, and he was able to take a lot more. But so maybe Shesko needs that. But when you've got someone so tall and you're not playing those attributes
I'd be
either, like
interested to see Shesko in a new system, like a 4-back system, so maybe 4-4-2. Him and Xerxes, the two strikers.
I'd love to see two strikers.
Xerxes maybe playing behind Shesko.
Xerxes not a striker, but he'd play behind him, and he would feed him.
Like that's sort of similar to what he had at Leipzig. So I'm just thinking maybe in a more familiar system, unlike the 3-back system, could we see more joy from Shesko? Could he start playing better? Could he start scoring more goals? Quite possibly. And so that, I mean, again, plenty of players get big new opportunities with the change in management, and I think Shesko's another one of those, because now he gets a chance to prove himself under a new manager in a system which probably is more familiar to him compared to Amram's system, and he definitely can thrive in that. So I'm excited to see how he does cope with the change in management and style of play and formation.
All right. Well, listen. Again, I thought I did want to talk a little bit about the Leeds game, but let's move on now to what's next.
Well, just a point. You do realize, or talk about, I was saying earlier about this is what you need to do. It's like rinse and repeat. Do you realize that we're on a cycle here? That our previous managerial appointments has been a Dutchman, followed by a Portuguese man, followed by a former player. Dutchman, followed by a Portuguese man, followed by a former player. Do you know what I mean? Van Gaal, Jose Ole, Ten Hag, Ruben, Fletcher.
Yeah.
So it's a rinse and repeat. Just so you know.
Does that mean
we're getting the Dutchman? I was trying to think. Slot. I don't know. There's a, well, I don't know. I don't know if there's any Dutchmen out there you'd want.
There is Robin van Persie, sort of knocks 2 birds with one stone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, well let's move on to what's next. What's the thoughts on? Should we be going for? Obviously, the plan is it seems like they're going to go for a short term, someone to the summertime, and then look. Do we agree with that? I personally I do, because I think that you're not going to get. You can't just make this decision, because they obviously haven't planned it.
Of course they haven't planned it.
Less than 3 months
They
ago.
haven't a clue.
Less than 3 months ago, Sir Jim was saying that Ruben was here for 3 years,
Sir Jim's been very quiet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen or heard of him for a few weeks.
Yeah. Well, so again, I think that is the right thing to do. But I want to bring up something on the screen here now. Obviously, the bookies are flying out about who could possibly be the next manager. So let me see here now if I can share this. All right, so we've got our screen up here. So Killian, I'm going to look to you for some insights here, because I'm sure you're going to be able to tell me. I got to be honest, some of these managers that we're kind of linked with, I'm not overly sure on where they are at the moment or whatever. Right, so we'll bring this up. Right, first up, we have the twos. So obviously Maresca, I know these two. So Maresca's just left Chelsea, and Glasner is doing his thing at Crystal Palace. What's the thoughts, lads?
Well, I've got a big thing to say about Oliver Glasner. Maybe it sounds quite radical too, but in my opinion, after all this if we were to end up with our next permanent manager being Oliver Glasner, that would be the worst appointment we could go with. Because if you're sacking Ruben Amram, what is the point in bringing Oliver Glasner in? There is no point whatsoever. Because you're sacking a manager for poor performances in the system which clearly isn't working for another manager who implements the exact same system in another Premier League team. And obviously, Glasner has experienced success with Crystal Palace, and they've been brilliant under him as well. He's probably been their greatest manager of all time, but it's different players. We know this squad of players cannot play this system effectively, so why try it under a new manager? I just don't get it. So for me, Glasner is a massive no. Capital letters are NO spells no. Briefly on Maresca, I mean, he definitely would have made my priority choice. Would he be good in the short term? Would he give us a manager bounce? Yes, but he's not a long-term solution. He wouldn't last more than 3 seasons. So again, for Maresca, I'm not too sure. However, if I were to choose between those two, I probably would definitely say Maresca.
Gags, what are your thoughts?
I would go the other way. I wouldn't have Maresca. I just don't want him. Don't want him in the club. Chelsea manager, Pep student, rumored to go to Man City. I don't want him anywhere near Old Trafford. You can just stay away. I had made the point earlier, similar to what Killian's saying there about Glasner, and it would play in a similar system. And this is the issue because he's playing in a similar system. Our players are clearly showing they haven't a clue how to play in that system. But I would take Glasner over Maresca, definitely. One of the points I would say, apart from the fact that his success, he's done brilliantly with Crystal Palace. He's done brilliant. There's no denying it. They're having a wee bit of a sticky patch now, but it's a number of weeks. Now, won the FA Cup last year, and I know this from Lucas telling me, they played City about 7 weeks or so, a good bit before the FA Cup final. And I think Palace went 2-0 up, maybe. I'm not sure if they were home or away. City came back, and I think they won 5-2 or something. And at the time, I remember Lucas saying to me that Glasner said that they knew they were playing them in the FA Cup final, and he said that if Pep would need to change the way he played, because if he plays the same way like they did today, they would beat them. That's what he said. They played in the FA Cup final, and Palace beat them. That, to me, that puts him up there in my, kudos. That is a manager who knows how to manage, who knows how to set up tactically. The other thing I will say is we were down on two totally different spectrums here. Talking about him playing against City, we went down to Palace against Shelbourne in Dublin a few weeks ago, and obviously, like, Palace, extremely good. They won 3-0. They could have won by more. Should have won by more. Obviously, they're playing Shelbourne. But I watched Glasner. That man never sat down once. He was up watching the game, shouting instructions constantly. That guy was invested in every player, and he never stopped. Even second half, 3-0, he never stopped. And I was impressed by his application and how he managed his team, and how, I just feel he will bring us much more tactical awareness than Ruben unfortunately displayed. So I would definitely consider him a real contender.
Okay, so
Killian disagrees vigorously here.
I agree with Killian in the sense that I think I was listening to Nicky Butt and Paul Scholes today, and what is their podcast, The Good, the Bad, and the Football or something, and they were reacting to this, and they were talking about how they think that United should get away from bringing in coaches who have their own philosophy, and I have to agree with that, because I've been itching just to see more attacking football and using wingers and stuff, and I don't know
every manager has philosophy.
But such a dramatic, I think we need to bring in someone who will play with risk, because listen, if they're coming in and they're not playing with risk, it's just to save their jobs, but they're getting fired anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I think that with those two, Glasner, what's the point? Like you said, I agree. What's the point in bringing them in? They don't like that style. Doesn't make sense.
I
Maresca,
mean,
Nicky Butt actually said about Maresca. He said that if Maresca came, he would be given back a season ticket because he was saying about. Did you just say that?
What about no? But listen,
He was saying that about the City Link. He said.
Oh, is that right?
He
Yeah,
said,
no, I haven't
he
seen
said,
it. Yeah.
he says no. He says he says Maresca. He thinks he's a good manager and stuff. He says, but he says I'll hand back my
Yeah, he's a
season ticket
Pep Star boy.
because he says
Well-
there's too many City people now at Man United.
Damn right.
You know.
Well said, Nicky.
well, I don't recall any Man City fans giving up their season tickets. And Brian Kidd joined Pep Guardiola's backroom team. That's all I'll say.
That's different.
Um,
He joined their backroom team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But another thing,
And they were
another
doing
thing to
well.
finish off on. If you're going to get Glasner, I mean, if you were going to end up at Glasner, I just want to say the main thing would be what's the point in sacking Amram anyway? I mean, I'd probably end up rather keeping Amram than bringing Glasner in because there'd be no difference in my opinion. That's just
Okay.
what I'm going to end up.
Let's look at the next two. So the next two that the bookies have up are
Just so you know as well, Brian. So that's as well as United.
Michael Carrick or Javi Hernandez. Any interest here,
Right.
lads?
Well, Michael Carrick, another definite no. I know we had that good 3-game spell against Villarreal, Chelsea, and Arsenal after Solskjaer got sacked. We won those 3 games. Well, we won 2 of them. I think we drew against Chelsea, but we're unbeaten. We played good football in those games. He was good manager bounce. Maybe he gave us a good bounce in a few matches, but for the long term, not a chance.
What's he doing now?
Even-
How's he been doing? Is he at Middlesbrough? Or somewhere?
He was at Middlesbrough. I think he's gone now.
Is he out of,
Yeah,
out of work at the
he's
moment?
out of job. So
I actually think, and I know you said long term, Michael Carrick actually mightn't be a bad shout for the interim. If you're
For-
going to have an interim,
I mean, for an interim, maybe, I guess, but even then, I'm not too sure. But Xavi, I would take Xavi. I think Xavi would be a class.
He's out of work at the moment too, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Xavi would be a class appointment for us. He would have us playing good football, albeit we still don't have the players there. But
How's he going to have us good playing good football if we don't have the players?
but give him time.
Oh, fuck.
you don't get time.
I'm
at
fed
United.
up of hearing this.
Four-
See this
14
thing.
months.
See
You don't
this-
get time.
No, fuck this. Nobody's getting time. Nobody's getting time anymore. Come in and win, or else you go.
He would win with us. He would play a good formation. You know, he's already got experience at a big job, Barcelona. So I think he'd be able to handle the pressure. I mean,
Why is he out of work then?
It's funny. I'm
he
just
was
saying.
sacked by Barcelona.
He was sacked.
I'm just
Yeah.
seeing a headline from earlier today saying Wilcox wants Michael Carrick. See that? See that? Forget what I said. Forget what I said. Wilcox wants him.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Fuck off.
That guy hasn't a clue. No. Sorry, Michael.
Okay, let's look on to the next two here.
By the way, Javi Hernandez as well. Yeah, not for me. Well,
Definitely for me. I'd love to have Xavi.
look, it comes down to this. Are they going to back him? Yes, they have to back him.
They're not. No,
Well,
nobody's
they
going to get
will.
backed.
Well, they have to back a new manager, the permanent manager. They have to. But again, it'll be a totally different style of football, and it could be good now.
I mean,
What
Yeah.
is what is his style of football?
Another thing I want to say
Attack,
too.
attack, attack.
Well, then we go. Let's go. We're attacking. That's all I want.
Can you get Messi?
Another
Could you get Messi first for a year?
another thing.
Maybe
I'll say,
Sergio Ramos too.
another thing.
That prick.
Another thing I'll say too is he won the worst Barcelona squad of the century, a La Liga title too. He won a squad, the Liga title with players like Adama Traore playing regularly. So you know he can work with crap squads. So for me, Xavi would be a good appointment.
Do you know? I'm going to say something maybe controversial here, but I'm kind of sick of. I'd like to see someone from the UK or Ireland or something in the post now. I'm sick of, all these guys coming in with all their
Be
fancy-
careful. Be careful what you wish
Not
for.
Gareth Southgate though, obviously.
Be careful what you wish for, man.
Right,
Swear to God.
let's look and see who else the bookies have here. Darren Fletcher and Laurent Blanc.
Darren Fletcher, no. I mean,
I don't know how he's even the bookies are
gonna-
saying that. Like.
I think Burnley match, of course, obviously he's going to be taking that one. If he needs to take the Brighton FA Cup game, so be it. I think he can get us wins in both those matches, but we're looking for a caretaker. That pretty much is wiping out already. I think we should learn from our mistakes of giving Solskjaer the gig after being in a caretaker role. So yeah, let Darren Fletcher take over the next game or two, and then give him just do what we did with Carrick and Van Nistelrooy. Say thank you for filling in, but we're not going to be keeping you on for long. Laurent Blanc, I don't think so. I mean, I haven't heard of that guy in 10 years. I don't know what he's been doing for the past 10 years. I don't know if he's been managing anyone or if he has been managing anyone. Have they been good? Have they been bad? I
He's
don't
in
even know.
Saudi. He's currently at Al Ittihad.
Al Ittihad.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting. That's one of the top teams in Saudi. Kante, Benzema, and their team too. But I still don't know his style of play. I just haven't really heard of him in the past decade. He's been out of the game in Europe for a very long time too. So I think bringing him into a job as big as this, it's not going to work. So
He's
for
20
me,
to 1 from
no.
what I saw earlier on. Like, but I
He was
mean,
Leon manager 2022 to 2023.
yeah.
I'm assuming he got sacked or something. I don't know.
Is Leon connected to Neos? Or
Yeah.
is
It
it-
was
Oh, it's
Nice.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So. All right,
No,
okay. I thought those two were a bit. Yeah, I didn't really think there was a lot of those two, to be honest with you, but they are there. Oh, you want to say? Go ahead. What do you?
What is this? What is this?
I'm only
What
interested
is
in
this?
genius,
Genius
really.
corner? What,
Yeah,
what the?
Go on, give us
Yeah,
your say. Give us
hello,
your say.
hello. McFly.
This working?
McFly. Laurent Blanc. That would be a no for me. No. Darren Fletcher.
LeBlanc.
Darren Fletcher. Thanks very much. Back to the under 18s. Not for me.
Well, you're giving Darren Fletcher stick for only.
I'm not giving him a stick.
He can't be Man United
I'm
manager.
not
He's
saying
under
not for
18
me.
manager.
I'm not giving him a stick. I like it. I loved him as a player. I thought he was a great player.
Well, what about Colin McFarlane from Chelsea? He's only ever managed youth teams.
Who?
Got a draw at the Etihad Stadium.
Who? Who cares? That's lucky.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Anyone can
That's-
get. Ooh, no.
Okay,
Aye.
I'll start
Alright.
this time. Unai Emery. Now, you're talking tier one, tier A, tier one candidates here, but I can't see him coming. We are a complete joke of a club. He's got something really incredible going with Aston Villa. Yes, United are a bigger club, but we are a shambles. Unai Emery, Count Dracula. I don't think he will come to us. I would take him without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Unai Emery, 100%. I would take him as United manager. But again, is it realistic? Probably not. It would be stupid to leave that project of Villa for this project at United here. It would be pure stupidity from him. But if he was so stupid to believe it's what he wanted, then by all means, Unai, we would love to welcome you at Old Trafford.
But if he did come, that would actually cast aspersions on his mental state. I'd be like, there's
Yeah.
obviously something. This guy's damaged. Do you know what I mean? Do you know why is he coming to us?
Money.
Good evening. Good evening.
That's
And
why he
on
would
top of
come.
on top of all that too, if we failed to get Champions League football for next season, maybe we fall in the Europa League. The man is a Europa League master.
He
mate.
really will win us.
So he would win us the Europa League, and we get in the Champions League.
Uh,
Hart owns it, doesn't he?
Yeah. So Unai Emery for me.
What do you think
plays
about
good
the Serbian?
football.
now?
De Zerbi, again, I mean, he was at Brighton. He got Brighton to European football for the first time in their club's history. They got a couple of big wins against Ajax and Roma, I think, at home too. So, you know, first season, he was very good. Second season, with European football, they dropped off a wee bit. And by the end of the season, he did leave. So I think he only lost 2 seasons at Brighton. But he wasn't bad at Brighton whatsoever. He got them playing brilliant football. And at Marseille, I think this might be his first season, might be his second season. I'm not too sure.
Second, I think.
It's
Yeah.
second. But that Marseille team, I've seen them a few times in the Champions League, and they're the stuff. They're extremely good. They're playing proper attacking football.
Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, they're playing such fluid football. They're scoring goals galore in Ligue 1. They're getting big wins in the Champions League as well. They're just such a good team to watch. Roberto De Zerbi is an extremely underrated manager. I still think he did a good job at Brighton as well. And for me, maybe he's a bit of a risk because, again, although he has proven he is a good manager, would he work out at United? It's not a guarantee whatsoever. It will be another risk take. But
But see,
I
the board.
believe-
Yeah, sorry, go on.
I believe that, yeah,
He's a possibility.
he is a good
See,
possibility.
that could suit the United board because the likes of Unai Emery, I think, would be too big for the board. I don't think he would accept the board and Wilcox meddling in things. De Serbi could be controlled a bit better by our dinosaurs upstairs, the likes of Wilcox and Barada. So De Zerbi could be in there. It depends if he wants. If depends if he wants it. But I'd say he probably would leave Marseille to come to us. I can't see Unai Emery leaving Villa for us. No. So
I just realised there's a very big person not on this list, but we'll get to that at the end here. So let's see who else. Aye.
Interesting.
This,
here.
whenever I made this an hour ago, these two
Yeah,
were an option, but then before we came on air, Celtic
Well, Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane
is not an
as
option now.
caretaker. It's not an option, but I would have been happy with that. I think that's a brilliant duo to have had it. However, we can only dream with that, unfortunately.
we can still dream Keno comes as interim.
But I'm not sure about Keno because yes, he's a hothead. He will discipline that squad, but in terms of tactically, I'm not sure. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as an interim coach, caretaker at the end of the season, 100%. For me, if you're looking for a
Hold
caretaker,
on, are you saying yes?
yes. If you're looking for a caretaker manager, for me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is top priority there because that 18-19 run as caretaker manager was incredible. It's probably the best run I've ever seen United play since I started watching United over 10 years ago. And for me, he didn't have a good way to end his United managerial career. He lost 4-1 to Watford. It was very toxic there too. But if you gave him to the end of the season, he would get this team playing good football. He would, what he would do to this team? He would reinstill confidence. He wouldn't go and say this whole 3-back system. He wouldn't overflow them with tactics. He would give them obviously tactics, obviously, but he would tell them to go out there and play football and enjoy doing so as well. And that will give the team confidence. That will get the team playing good football again. That will get the team scoring goals, and that will get the team winning matches. So for me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he deserves the second chance until the end of the season to end off as United manager on a high, and I believe he can get this team playing brilliant football.
Do you know something?
Strong words.
I would agree.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Get the heck out of here. Look, you're talking about an interim, right? We're talking about an interim manager, okay? So for the last 4 or 5 months of the season, we need somebody to get us into Europe. Ole could be the guy. He could. When you're looking at interim managers, Ole could be the guy. He's a good guy. He's United through and through. Yeah, but likewise, I know you've got. O'Neill and Keane, and it's done. It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's only half gone. Let me tell you something.
But they're never going to do it.
Let me tell you something. If Roy Keane took over as interim manager for the rest of the season, right?
Yeah.
I would want it on one condition: that Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford are immediately called back into the squad. And maybe Onana. I want the 3 of them, and I want an Amazon Prime deal done immediately for cameras backstage. This would turn the season into something monumental. No matter what, it would be fantastic. So yes, Solskjaer for Europe, Keno for Amazon. Bring it on. Bring Rashford back and Sancho, and put them in a room with Roy Keane. Perfect.
That's interesting. I was not expecting. I was not expecting that about Solskjaer, but here's what I'm going to do.
Here was I.
Here's what I'm going to do because I've just added. I'm going to temporarily take that offline and just added a new person to this. So let's just see. I'll bring it up here.
I hope I didn't see TT there.
Let's just see now. Just relax yourself. You'll see who you get now in a second. Right.
Alex Ferguson up there?
Oh Jesus!
Well, I was actually thinking about Alex Ferguson. Actually, is there one more chance? So hold on. Hold on.
Well, what do you think about Solskjaer?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I mean,
Not much of.
I think I would rather. I think to the end of the season. I don't know. I don't think going back's good. Like, I think I would rather give it to someone different. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't be against it.
The board would want it because he'd be a complete puppet.
I like Ole
because he's just so happy to be there.
I don't know if it's gonna really. Yeah, don't know. You've caught me by surprise there, but listen, I've got this next screen up now. So the last 2 on the list.
TT Thomas Tuchel. I heard that mentioned. It's a load of nonsense. So this is obviously in relation to the next permanent manager after the World Cup.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Well, it's tough.
So his contract
I've
is up
obviously-
after the World Cup.
I've obviously said on the channel a while ago that Gareth Southgate wouldn't be
Don't go
my
back on it.
priority,
Don't go back on it.
but it wouldn't be the worst decision. in the
Ah,
world.
you went back on it.
Jesus. End the stream. End the stream.
Honestly, I think the team would benefit.
Look
more.
at him. Look at him.
I think the team would benefit more from Southgate than Oliver Glasner.
Jesus.
That's true, because under Southgate, they would actually play a system which would get better football out of them than they would under Oliver
Oh
Glasner.
my God.
But
See, if Gareth Southgate becomes our manager, it's over, pal. It's over. It's all over. It'll be the complete, the
yeah.
ultimate destruction, annihilation of everything.
I've already said my reasons why Southgate wouldn't be the worst
Touching.
option a while ago, so I won't say them again. But I don't think he'd be the worst out there. Thomas Tuchel after the World Cup with England. Now I know obviously he's manager of England, and they haven't necessarily been playing the most exciting round of football. But that's international football, and that's just the nature of international football. But in club football, Thomas Tuchel has proven to be a very good coach with some top teams like PSG and Chelsea. So yeah, was he Spurs as well, Tuchel?
Yeah, he was.
I'm just
I
thinking.
think he was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know something that'll never happen? Do you know why? Because he does things his own way and he's outspoken.
Yeah,
So that's exactly the reason our board and Wilcox will not go for him. Because
But-
he'll speak his own mind, which I like, but the club won't.
but after the World Cup, if Tuchel were to leave as England manager, I would definitely. If he was to come to United, I would be very happy for him to come to United. I think he would be a good manager for us. He would get us back competing for top four. He would get us back playing good football. He'd bring in the right players that he believe too. I would take Thomas Tuchel, honestly. And again, Southgate, definitely not one of my priorities, but still, there's worse options out there, in my opinion.
Okay, well, I just want to actually expose. There he is, Wilcox. I think Wilcox is the problem maker here again. Who has he? What has he ever done? You know, I don't like this idea of like just bringing in people because they're your mates. And I think if he brought in Southgate, was it him who wanted Southgate, or was it your guy Dan?
It was Dan Ashworth.
Was it him?
He's
Okay, he
on
was the
now.
one. Yeah. Well,
Rat.
listen, don't be what you can't be doing is you can't be worrying about Ruben. You know why? Because Ruben, I've just going to turn on the BBC here, and
He's living his best life.
I'm going to share this here because he doesn't look like he's in a bad state here. Let's see now. Right on the BBC channel now. Look at that guy. Does he look? He looks. That's the best he's looked in weeks.
That's the face of a man who looks.
Just got 10 million.
Yeah.
Listen. I like him. I like the way he spoke. I like his honesty. I just don't think it didn't work. Obviously, it didn't work. And yeah, it's part of the history. And listen, I'd love to get sacked tomorrow and get 10 million or whatever. Even I'd take 1 million. But I think Gags is starting a revolution here now. So just going to pass over to Gags' man Martial here to see what he's got to say.
The time's come, guys. The time has come. Green and gold to the club is sold. Green and gold. Get the Glazers out. Get Barada out. Get Wilcox out. Enough is enough. Giggsy to the end of the season.
Where is Giggsy these days?
Where is Giggsy?
Where's Giggsy?
Where is Giggsy?
Yeah,
Anybody know?
I did never
I think
take him back
he's
either.
burnt. I think he's burnt his
Yeah,
bridges.
yeah.
But yeah, look, I don't know.
Do you know? I think again. I was listening to a number of different things today, but I think it was Nicky Butt and Paul Scholes were talking about this, and they were saying about they were talking about at the end of the season, and they said what would be a good one is bring in the likes of Carrick and have Steve Bruce as his assistant to the end of the season.
Steve Bruce.
Have Carrick and an older head, kind of steady the ship, knows the club and stuff. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it is a very short term thing. I mean, it's not very sexy.
It's just- but the thing is, it just goes back to this is why I just did not agree with Amram being sacked at this stage. There is no plan. there's no plan. There's nobody. There's no plan. Do you know who is going to be taking us for the rest of the season? We are joint fifth. Fifth is Champions League. We have no plan. It's just badly run. It's a
So are
mockery of the
Chelsea.
club.
They're in the same place.
Well, not really. They've got a permanent manager who's about to sign for them.
Who is he?
Liam Rossini.
Who is he? Like?
Who's he?
Where's he come from?
Strasbourg.
See, I want. Would you take Big Sam for the rest of the season?
I was just thinking the same thing there.
I take Keane.
Yeah. But then I don't really think Keane would work.
Roy Keane or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Or rival fans will have a laugh at Ole coming, but Ole could give us a bit of a bounce.
I think we'll hear by tomorrow who's going to be this summer. It sounds like, because there was a thing out there today saying that there was
for the summer.
until the summer.
Until
Do you
the
know
summer,
yeah. So I think so. By that, that's probably someone who's been about. It could be. I could see it being Carrick.
Yeah.
Someone who's out of
It's not really-
easy, cheap, keen to learn, lives around the area.
Yeah, it could be.
It won't be anything too surprising, I don't think.
No.
I don't know. Yeah. It could be, and it's like, it wouldn't be. We're in a bad situation, obviously, so it wouldn't be a first to that. As a
It
potential.
would be pretty interesting now if it ended up just being someone who we would never guess in a million years right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Looking ahead, we've got Burnley on Wednesday. Just looking at where Burnley are, 19th. That doesn't really mean a lot because we all know what happened against Wolves. It'd be interesting to see who comes back. It's going to be very hard to predict this.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you just want to even?
I've got a prediction here.
Okay, go ahead. Kieran.
I think we're going to see under Darren Fletcher a bit of a bounce. I wouldn't really call it manager bounce because Darren Fletcher won't be around for too long, but we will see a bounce anyway. We'll see an improvement in the performance, even though the squad still is very thin at the minute. But I think we'll play good football in a better, more suited four-back system. I'm going to go for a comfortable 2-0 victory here. And I think Cunha will get in the score sheet once again.
I hadn't really thought about it, but now that I do think about it, and sometimes that's the best thoughts, just from gut instinct. I don't think we get 3 points. I don't think Fletcher is going to be any great shakes, to be quite honest with you. And I don't think we get a bounce with Darren Fletcher. I think we probably might get a draw, 1-1. That's going to be a kind of a sort of a meh sort of performance.
We've got to be a bit.
Yeah.
No, that's what
Yeah.
that's what I feel.
For
I just
us,
feel,
that's what he feels, that's what he
you've got to
feels.
remember as well, with kids on the bench. Do you know?
I think
the
I
squad
think
is pathetic.
I think we'll have more back on Monday or on Wednesday, because he even said Amram said himself after the game that Bruno might be back for part of the game, or Maguire. He'd said that the other day after the game, after the Leeds game.
We'll all of a sudden see all these injured players starting to crawl back.
I
Strangely.
I put money on Manu starting. I will. And what I'm going to say to you as well is I think we'll win 3-0.
Yeah,
And I think we'll play really
I think-
exciting football.
Yeah, I think we will.
I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too.
I don't think
Because
so.
after Jose Mourinho left United back in 2018, this was actually around similar sort of stage of the season too. We were playing crap football, and Jose, of course, was speaking out against the board and all too. And so, a similar circumstances now. We've got a former player who's coming in as the interim. Well, he's not really interim. He's just taking it.
He's
over
the
for a
interim
game.
of the interim.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's just one of the players' dads is going to jump in and do it for a wee bit.
That's it. It's like underage.
And with Solskjaer, the game after Jose, we played brilliant football, big card 5-1. And I do think we will see something similar in terms of performance under Darren Fletcher.
But you got to remember, Fletcher's been there as well. He's been in the background under 18 and all. He's part of the furniture. Like, he's not going to be coming in as this.
Also, Ruud van Nistelrooy was part of Eric Ten Hag's backroom team. When Ten Hag got sacked, he came in for 4 games.
Well, this is even less
Wasn't big.
because Fletcher wasn't involved in the team.
Yeah.
You know, so it's even less than that.
Yeah, he was a technical director, isn't it?
You know.
Under 18
He
coach as
sat
well.
behind us in one of the matches. They got a photo of them too.
Yeah,
There you
that's right. Yeah, yeah. 18
Right.
Munster.
Well, listen, that's almost us on the hour. Will we end it there tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no worries.
yeah. Dead on. We'll
listen,
go
guys.
live on Wednesday night, maybe.
I think
First
second.
game.
Yeah, might as well. Might as well.
With the new revolution.
The end of the second half. Anyway, not the whole game, but the end of the second
No,
half.
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Listen, guys. Thank you for coming tonight, and it's been a big day. And yeah, let's see what Wednesday nights.
What are you going to sing
Ruben
now?
Amram.
What are you going to sing
Bring us
now?
glory days again.
See, to be honest,
Oh.
that did piss me off.
Did yeah,
that's-
especially in recent
That
games.
singing, and it just never stopped singing it. And like, it's fair play, but it was monotonous and boring.
Mhm.
And then they were singing it when we weren't playing well.
Yeah.
And I'm all on for supporting and being, but there's better ways to do it.
Yeah.
I preferred whenever they were chanting attack, attack, attack,
Yeah.
because we weren't attacking.
Well, look, don't feel sad for Ruben tonight. He is living his best life, and he's going off to the sun. And yeah, he'll get another job. So, right, okay, let's finish there. See you on Wednesday night. See, it's a 8:15 game, so it'll be a late enough one then if we're joining in the second half. But
Yeah.
okay, listen, thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, like and subscribe as always. And thank you to my host Killian and the football genius and gags, Madman Martial.
Give it to Ollie to the end of the season.
All right,
Second half of the
okay,
season.
That's us. That's us. That's a wrap.